Hey guys, it's me, Katie Rose, and I'm back for another episode of Gilded Razors Education. We are at my best friend Melissa's barbershop called Larkspur Barbershop in Marin County. What's the address?
475 Magnolia, Larkspur, California.
475 Magnolia Street. So if you're in Marin and you need a good barber cut, Melissa's your gal. Today we're gonna talk about my ethos behind this spiritual stylist approach. I've found that having intention, compassion, boundaries, and my own self-care has built me more business over just thinking about my skill set and profit. The most important thing you want to think about is intention, because if you're, going in for just profit, you're gonna have a hard time building relationships with people that feel authentic. And I find that I can tell also if people are just wanting to take from me as a client as well. So I like to think about it kind of like energy work. This is something that not everyone might believe in. Not every hairstylist is gonna be the same. Some people really don't have too much relationship with their clients. Some people just wanna get in, get out, and keep it pretty simple. And that's fine. Everyone is entitled to have their own intentions behind their business. But I've found that there's so much beauty in creating long-lasting relationships with people and really knowing them and knowing how to energy match, how balancing out the energy that someone needs in the chair is probably the most important thing you can do when you're doing hair. Hair can be a really fun experience for some people. Some people come in and they're all excited to be here. They're excited to get their cool new shape they want, and it's a self-care ritual for them. And then there's some people who are going to be really uncomfortable. If I have a regular client that is really going through something hard, I would want them to be able to share what's going on, because sometimes just being a listening ear is really all somebody needs, especially because we're a safe third party. We're somebody who we don't know their friends, we're not in their circle, we're not a part of their daily lives. So being able to really hold space for someone when they know it's safe and comfortable is such a beautiful gift to give people, even just outside of giving them a good haircut. A lot of times, the anxiety that people have when they come in and they're new is just because maybe they went somewhere where somebody wasn't listening to them, where they did something they didn't want, where they, got a haircut that they didn't ask for. So it's so important to be a good listener and to recognize someone's vision, hear them, repeat it back, and also give tips as to why you are also gonna do what you're gonna do, if you're gonna do it slightly differently, and creating a vision together. The other thing too is that just taking your time to give a good head scrub and really giving them a good massage, because then they're gonna intuitively know that you're gonna give them a good service and a good haircut too. Then you have to talk about compassion. Having compassion behind the chair means that you're able to pull in the energy, the grounding energy that person needs for the service. Because, we would love to have everyone be excited to come in and get their hair cut, but that's just not the case. And there's so much stuff going on in the world and in people's lives, so, to expect people to only come in a good mood is kind of wild. And there's a lot of discourse online now about how people are supposed to show up in a chair. Everyone's different, but what I don't do is I go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Because it also feels a little dismissive. What I say is I go, fuck, that's so unfair. Life is fucking unfair. Because that's really the truth of the matter of everything, right? Life is unfair, we're all suffering. And to just hold space and recognize that somebody's going through something really hard and you understand that they're going through something hard without having to give them advice. Oh, things get better, or, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like,
It's the cliche.
it's the cliche. It's because they hear it everywhere.
Yeah,
And they're just like, why are you sorry? Because I used to get that too. People would be like, why are you sorry? You didn't do anything. And you're like, okay. And that's actually the reason why I don't say I'm sorry. Because I'm just like, you know what, you're right.
There's
But
very few times that I say I'm sorry, and it's when I'm like, I am so sorry you're going through that.
Yeah.
Like, that really fucking sucks.
yeah,
And that's
Yeah.
the only time I apologize.
exactly. And it's like, yeah, I mean, sympathy with like, you know, vulnerability too.
The validation of
yeah.
it. It's just a validation thing.
Healing is not a linear experience, you know? So things are gonna come up all the time. It's not like you get a little bit better every day, like a movie montage. Like, I wish it was like a movie montage, but every day is different, and grief and healing and all of those things like come at you in different, you could just have an annoyingly frustrating day, and all your old stuff will come up, you know, because you're just like, why is everything happening to me? And then you just happen to have a haircut that day. And hopefully the person cutting your hair understands that as well.
But then, I also have clients that like don't get personal, and
Yeah.
that's fine too.
Yeah. I appreciate how people want to show up, you know?
Yeah.
Because like we were talking about, we can't control how someone shows up in our chair. Like, are we gonna have a list of rules like no trauma dumping, no having bad days, no,
Good vibes, Amy.
yeah, good vibes. You can only talk about White Lotus. No, I'm just kidding. And so you're almost like doing yourself a disservice if you're not kind of going beyond your skill and your profit. And if you can check in on people and really like treat them with respect, like it's a relationship, people know that, people see that, and it makes them want to come back to you, because we become like these little pieces of like, therapy. Like this kind of, we're like pseudo like punk rock therapists. You know what I mean? Like, because we're not always we could give you some bad advice too. I'm like,
Totally, if you ask me.
sometimes I say that, I'll be like, do you want good advice or bad advice? I'm like, because I got two locked and loaded. I got both for you. I'm like, should you leave some poo on their doorstep, or, no, I'm just kidding.
Should you TP her?
Yeah, should we go egg their house, or should we like just be the bigger person and walk away? Setting boundaries is going to be the most important thing you learn, because when I started out, I would do so much for people because I cared and I felt bad. And there's a difference between like having sympathy and compassion for someone and then just overworking yourself and being used, right? So like a good working relationship with someone means that you both have proper boundaries so that your relationship lasts long. And I feel like with boundaries and hair, it's gonna look different for everybody. What are your, do you have any boundaries where you're like, okay, this really...
Yeah, totally. The arms out of the cape thing.
Yeah.
I always, because like with barbering, the hair clippings are so tiny, and
oh my God, true.
So I'm like, hey, I always just like, hey, I'm just gonna tuck your arms under this cape, because otherwise you're gonna get hair all over your sleeves, and it's not gonna come out of that fabric.
It's so true.
They're like, oh, okay. The other boundaries I think that I've like learned to set are, again, going back to like scheduling. Like every once in a while, if somebody really needs to get in and they didn't make an appointment, that's like not a big deal. But it's the clients that never make an appointment but always expect you to make time in their schedule.
Yeah.
And like I'm not gonna give up my lunch break, because I don't
Totally.
believe in that hustle work anymore.
Oh no. That's why you have to set boundaries, because
Yes.
if you want to last long in your career, and you're constant, you'll just resent people for it.
And I don't want to resent my clients.
And it goes back to what we were like talking about before, like having a good working relationship with someone means that they know where your boundaries are, so that they don't cross them. They know, like, your clients don't want to piss you off. And the last thing and the most important thing is boundaries and self-care, right? So like if you're not taking care of yourself and you're not able to do things for yourself that help replenish you, because we're talking to people all day. We're touching people. In my opinion, like, you know, you're kind of like in other people's energy fields. You're picking up on, you know, all the things they're going through, all the emotions they bring. And so if you're not taking care of yourself and doing self-care that you need to replenish yourself throughout the week, then you're gonna be depleted, like majorly depleted. And have you ever been through that? Like where you just like forget to take care of yourself, and you're just like, maybe you're like working extra days and you're running on empty, and it feels like all you do is you're just like spread thin, like emotionally spread thin, right?
I went through that when I bought the shop, because I was working like 6 days a week, and I couldn't tell you what day it was.
Oh my God, I've been there.
Come home and lay down, and then I wouldn't be sleeping. I would just be laying.
Because you're like you get like adrenal fatigue, because we're like,
I stopped
physically work. Oh my God, I've been there, and it's so hard to get out of that place too.
Yeah.
When you get into
the guilt after, when you get out of it, it's like, I should be working harder.
I know, I should be doing more. And everyone feels those feelings, right? Like when you talk to people, you're like, wow, okay, like I'm not the only one. That's the one cool thing about being a hairstylist, is that you really get to feel what people are going through and be like, you know what, I'm not so alone. And so one thing I also do is like to share with people, like, hey, listen, like I get this story a lot in my chair, or like this is a really common thing, a lot of people talk to me about it. And we kind of get to be like an amalgamation of everyone's good advice that we can give back.
Yeah.
We were talking about also like those clients that show up for you too. Aren't those like, those people are the best.
They're in the best.
Like where they're just like, are you okay? And you're like, no, not doing too, you know, like that's when the like your working relationship is so amazing, is when you both can check in on each other. Basically sums up how I approach hair cutting, you know, especially in a way that feels like energy work, and it feels like you're taking care of yourself, because having the intention of doing just more than skill and profit makes me feel like I can still get up in the morning and do my job. I feel fulfilled to do my job, because I feel like people see me for more than just a good hairstylist. You know, they see me for like, as someone they can rely on to talk to, a safe space, someone who, you know, can, you know, check in on them, and hopefully, you know, they check in on you too, like as you get to build, you know.
I get that a lot with my clients. Like I love my clients that do check in on me, because it isn't just a one-way street.
Yeah, that's the best.
And like, you know, some people it is a one-way street, and that's fine, because it's not always personal to me.
It's a service we're providing, right? Like, so I don't expect anyone to ask me anything like, oh, how are you? You okay? Or anything.
No, I don't expect that.
Yeah.
But that also comes with the years or months of building a relationship with your clients, and like you take the good with the bad, just like any other relationship. Like they go through a hard time, and you listen, and then something really good happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had clients that have gone through breakups, and then a year later, or a couple of years later, they're engaged to like the love of their life.
Yeah.
You know, and like
that's
to be part of that, is like one of the most fulfilling things for me.
That looks good.
I love it.
It's so cute. The bangs are back. The bangs are banging. You got lots of volume again.
Thank you.
And I like when you can like you know, you have these cool little petally pieces, and then you can kind of choose where you want to tuck it. So you can make it more mullety if you want, or you can make it like full. So it'll grow in like super cool, like a shag.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Cute. I just gave Melissa a little mullet refresh, because we usually just do like some fun little, you know, Melissa has the best curls, so they just like pedal out. We've been doing like baby bangs, like cute little baby bangs. They always kind of go a little wild, different places. Lots of volume, like some extra volume back here, and lots of little petals around the face. Thanks for tuning in to the episode, and I hope you liked the new format we're doing, kind of interview style, hanging out with friends, hanging out with other hairstylists. And my first education class is going to be up. So if you click the link in my bio, you can purchase it. It's gonna be for a masculine shag and haircut, and we're gonna be using a feather razor for that. So tune in, subscribe if you can, and I'll see you again soon.